Night sat over the city like a dark coat. Streetlights made long lines on the wet road. Natalia Vale stepped out of a glass-door restaurant, tall and bright, every step sharp like a click of glass. She smiled at the cameras outside, but her smile was tight. It was the smile she wore when she wanted the world to think she had no fear. The truth sat heavy in her chest. She hid it the way rich people hide dust, by turning the lights away from it. Amir Rahman pulled up in a small, dented sedan. He was thin, with tired eyes and a clean shirt he had ironed by hand. He had driven all day. His knuckles were stiff. He had not eaten since noon. He watched Natalia. He saw the way her fingers clutched a silver envelope. He saw her glance at her phone, read a bank alert, and lock the screen with a fast tap. She had the look of someone who was running but did not want to show it. Her assistant, Jade, walked beside her. Jade's steps were fast and sharp. She kept whispering, "Tomorrow, noon, trust papers. We need your signature. No mistakes." Natalia nodded without looking at her. She hated the word trust. It sounded like a rope someone else could pull. "Car's here," Jade said. Finally, Amir opened the back door. "Good evening," he said. Natalia didn't answer. She stared at his car like it was something stuck to her shoe. Inside the car, the air felt tight. Natalia's perfume filled it. It was sweet and strong, like flowers crushed under a heel. Amir drove. He kept his hand steady. He kept his voice quiet. He heard Jade hissing, "The buyer wants the deed first. If we bring those trustees, they will stop us. We must do it before anyone knows." Amir said nothing. He was only the driver, but the city, the night, the talk, something felt wrong. He could feel the wrongness, the way you feel a storm before the lightning starts. At the Vale Tower, a marble lobby spread its shine under big lights. Natalia stepped out. She looked back at Amir. Her face cooled to ice. "Your door is dirty," she said. "It brushed my dress." "I'm sorry, ma'am," Amir said, and reached for a rag. She didn't let him. She waved a hand. "People like you always say sorry. It's cheap. Here's something more useful." She held up 2 bills. She let them fall. The money touched the floor like dead leaves. People watched. A guard smirked. Someone laughed. Jade folded her arms, pleased. "Pick it up," Natalia said. "You're used to that, aren't you?" Heat rose in Amir's face. His hand shook. He bent to pick up the money. He told himself to stay calm. He had a mother at home who needed medicine. He had rent due. Pride did not pay bills. But the laughter cut him. It cut deeper because he could hear Natalia thinking, "I am safe because I am above you." He could hear Jade thinking, "Crush him. Make him small." He could hear himself thinking, "Not forever." "Also," Natalia said, "you were 3 minutes late." "I don't pay for late." Jade snapped a photo of him kneeling. "Send it to the company," she said. "Let's make sure he learns." By morning, the car app closed his account. A note said he was rude to a client. A note said he was unclean. A note said goodbye. He sat on his bed and stared at the wall. The walls in his small room were thin and had a mark like a river. He felt anger, cold and clear. He also felt something else, a pull he could not name. It felt like the night had left him a thread to follow. The thread was a thing he had found. When Natalia stepped out of the car, her silver envelope had slipped just enough for a leather folder to slide onto the seat. In the rush and the shame, she had not seen it fall. Amir saw it now on his table. It was brown, old, and tied with a black ribbon. On its corner sat a golden pin shaped like a letter V wrapped in a rose. He opened the folder. Inside were copies of deeds and a photo of a woman with kind eyes standing by a tree. She wore the same V-rose pin on her dress. On the back of the photo, in a neat hand, it said, "For the museum wing. Keep it safe, M." There was also a short note, typed, that made his heart thump. Trust deed review, September 2nd noon. Do not sign without trustees present. Witness. Lynn below that. An address, the Vale Mansion, a name, Victor Vale. He touched the paper like it was a small animal. He should return it. That was the right thing. But a new thought rose, quick and bright. Natalia had humiliated him. She had cut his life. What if this folder could make her face him? What if truth could make her kneel? He hated that thought because it felt wrong. He loved it because it felt fair. He made tea and tried to think slow. The steam rose, the city woke, buses groaned. Someone downstairs banged a pan. He thought of his mother's voice telling him, "Son, do right even when it hurts. The right thing is a long road, but it never drops you." He thought of his father's old story. Once, long ago, Amir's mother had worked in a big house as a cook for a short time, and the lady of that house, the kind-eyed one, had paid for her medicine when she was ill. The lady's name was Mara Vale. That name matched the M on the photo. Amir wrapped the folder in a scarf. He walked to the tower lobby to ask the guard to pass it up. The guard looked at him like he was a fly. "No deliveries," the guard said. "Also, you again?" Move Jade came down just then with a coffee. She saw the scarf. She froze. Her eyes narrowed to a fine point. "What's that?" "Something, Ms." "Vale left in the car," Amir said. Jade smiled, but the smile had no warmth. "How honest of you." "Let me take it. Better if I hand it to her," Amir said. "You don't get to ask for better," Jade said. "Give it." He held the scarf tighter. He saw something in Jade's eyes that warned him. Fear. Not fear for her boss, fear for herself. He stepped back. "I'll bring it to the address at noon tomorrow," he said. He did not know why he said it, but the words came out like a door locking. Jade's face hardened. "Fine," she said. "Tomorrow, then." She watched him walk away. Behind her calm face, her thoughts ran fast and mean. If he brings that folder to the house, he could wreck us. Fix it before noon, or I am finished. That night, the city seemed colder. Amir went to see Mr. Costa, an old doorman from uptown who knew everyone's secrets but told them only to those who needed them. Mr. Costa lived above a shop that sold old maps. "They think poor men are blind," the old man said when Amir told him the story. "But poor men see everything. We just act like we don't. Should I return it?" Amir asked. "Of course," Mr. Costa said, "but be careful who your hands give it to. The trust is for the museum wing. Mara built it for the city. Her brother Victor hates that. He wants cash, not a wing with her name." Jade works his side. She smiles for Natalia, but she eats from Victor's plate. The lawyers will be at the mansion tomorrow at noon. If the right paper is missing or changed, the deal will go through and the trust is broken. "You must give it to the right person. Who is that?" Amir asked. Mr. Costa slid a card across the table. The card had a clean line of letters, L-I-N and C-O. "Ms. Lynn," he said, "the witness on your note. She keeps the straight path straight." Natalia's lips parted. For a second, she looked like a child who had been caught. Then her face hardened. "What is this?" she said. "It is the truth," Ms. Lynn said, "and a court order to protect it. The trust deed you plan to swap is false. The real one is here." Jade's heels clicked as she rushed down. "You can't be here," she told Amir. "You are nothing here," Amir almost laughed. "I'm a beneficiary," he said softly. "By Mara's letter. I have a share. I have a name on the list." Gasps rose like a bird from the crowd. Victor Vale stepped into view, red-faced and wide-eyed. He had waited for this noon with a grin in his mind. Now he looked like a door someone had kicked in. Miss Lynn lifted a hand. "There is more," she said. "We have a recording." Jade blanched. She looked at Natalia with a new fear. The betrayal reached up like a snake and bit. Jade had recorded everything as insurance. She had planned to use it to stay safe with Victor. But when Amir survived the bridge and found Ms. Lynn, Jade saw the fence she had been walking on break. To save herself, she had sent the recording to Miss Lynn at dawn. The speakers played Jade's own voice, sharp and dry. "Sign it tonight. Use your mother's old signature. No one will check. We will swap the deed at noon and sell the wing. The trustees will be guests, not guards. Your uncle gets his cash, and you get free." Then Natalia's voice, cold and low. "Do it!" I don't care how the sound ran across the stone steps like a spill of oil. The guests moved back, whispers crackling like dry leaves. Victor glared at Jade. Jade stared at the ground. Natalia's legs wobbled. She had climbed on a lie, and now the lie had melted under her feet. "You think you can humiliate me?" Natalia hissed at Amir, but her voice had lost its edges. "You? A driver?" Amir's answer was quiet. "Yesterday, you made me kneel for your money," he said. "Today, I stand for someone else's." Miss Lynn handed the papers to the officers. "The sale is frozen," she said. "The trust stands. The museum wing stays. And the court will hear about the forgery." The power that had been glittering in Natalia's eyes broke like glass. Her hands shook. She looked around for help and found faces she had used like furniture now turning away. Victor stepped back into the house. Jade did not meet her eyes. The cameras ate the scene. Amir did not enjoy her fall the way he thought he would last night when anger was bright and hot. Instead, he felt something heavy and sad. He saw a woman who had grown up learning that love meant winning and safety meant control. He saw a girl still trying to make a dead mother say yes. He wished for a second that someone had taught her different. By evening, the driveway had emptied. The guests had drifted off with stories that would fill their mouths for weeks. The lions watched in stone silence. Natalia sat on the bottom step, her suit wrinkled, makeup streaked. The white suit looked like a flag she had tried to wave and burn at the same time. Jade was gone. Victor locked his study door. The house felt bigger, and not in a good way. Amir stood near the gate with Miss Lynn. "What happens now?" he asked. "Charges," Miss Lynn said. "Hearings. New trustees named. The wing will be safe. Your small share will give you a vote. It is not much money, but it is a key. Use it for the right doors." He nodded. He thought of medicines and rent. He thought of night shifts and long roads. He did not ask for a reward. He did not want to be a hero. He just wanted to be clean. A new limousine waited by the curb. Miss Lynn held the door. "Come," she said. "I will drop you home." As they pulled away, Natalia stood. She walked to the gate with a slow step and called out, "Amir!" He turned. Her voice was rough. "I am..." She tried to say sorry. The word stuck. Pride is a tight knot. It doesn't loosen in one day. "I am glad the wing will stay," she said instead. He nodded once. "Me too." He rode home in silence. The city lights slid by like soft rain. He thought of his mother's letter. He thought of the first time he had driven a car, feet barely reaching the pedals. His father laughing, "Easy, son. Roads remember how you drive on them." He thought of Natalia on the steps. Not a queen now, only a person. He felt tired, but the tired felt clean. Days passed. News moved like fire. People online pointed and shouted. Some cheered. Some called him a liar. Some said he did it for money. He did not answer them. He washed dishes. He took his mother to the clinic. He went to a meeting with the new trustees. He voted to open the museum wing for free, 1 day a month. He chose that because he had never had money for tickets when he was a boy. He drove again, but not for a nap. The museum offered him a job as a driver and a clerk. It paid enough. It asked for care and truth. He knew how to give both. One afternoon, he passed the glass door restaurant. The same red carpet lay in front. The same cameras waited for a new face. He parked for a moment and watched. He did not hate the place. It was just a place. It could not hurt him unless he let it. He smiled and drove on. In the big house, Natalia met with a therapist the court had asked her to see. She did not enjoy telling a stranger about fear and hunger and the long shadow of a lovely mother whose charity had felt like a test she could never pass. But each time she spoke, the knot pulled a little looser. She wrote a letter to Miss Lynn, to the trustees, to Amir. She said the word she could not say at the gate. She said it 3 times. I am sorry. It did not erase what she had done. It did not set her high again. But it was a step on a different road. At night, when the city was quiet and the lights were soft, the museum wing glowed like a ship at rest. People walked there and stopped in front of a photo of a woman with kind eyes, wearing a V-rose pin. The plaque under it said, Mara Vale, she gave what she could not keep to keep what she could not lose. Sometimes a thin young man in a neat shirt stood nearby and watched them read. He did not tell them his name. He did not need to. The story moved through the city like a lesson whispered from ear to ear. People laughed at the headline. Rich woman, poor driver, limousine, shock. But the laughter faded when they looked closer. In the end, the story was not only about a fall, it was also about a line someone drew in the sand and refused to erase. Not every smile hides kindness. Some smiles are masks for fear, and not every insult comes from a place of strength. Sometimes cruel words come from a breaking heart that only knows how to grab. Betrayal often comes from the ones closest to us because they stand near the doors we keep half open. Trust is precious. Once it breaks, it never returns the same shape. You can glue it. You can carry it. It can even become strong again in a different way, but you will always see the line where it cracked, like a scar that keeps honest time. So hold your power with open hands. Use it to lift, not push. Remember the small man picking up money on a marble floor, and remember the next day when he stepped out of a limousine and did not gloat. The world will try to flip you, to make you kneel or make you cruel. The choice is yours. Kneel to truth, and you will stand in the end.